Carolyn, can we start with you?
Sure.
The students are going to introduce themselves and then they have a little something to say.
I'm Carolyn Fadney, and I wrote my note to Miss Peck. I remember when I was in first grade and I found out I was going into your class, and I was super excited, and especially when I got the ice cream note. I also remember your big love for Dr. Pepper, and I found this little note because I think I gave you some. And you said, "Dear Carolyn, thank you for the Dr. Pepper. You know I love it, Miss Peck." Once third grade rolled around, I was super excited because I was going to have you again. And even though you were gone for part of the year, it was still so great to have you as a teacher. I'm thankful for you because you helped me love school, even reading and writing. Even after your class both years, I felt more than prepared for the next grades. Thank you for helping shape my foundation as a student into a really strong one.
I'm Colin Becker, and I wrote mine to Miss Kale. They say that behind every great student is an even better teacher. And I firmly believe that this great teacher is none other than yourself. I remember fondly the days of watching a film about an artist or the anticipation I felt when you said to put on painting shirts. I know that I wouldn't be the man I am today without you. You inspired in me a desire to keep myself moving forward, to ever keep improving myself, and to always let my creativity grow. You've left an impact on me like none other, and I can never thank you enough.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, I wrote mine to Mrs. Shipley, but I had her as Miss Ev, so and I can't watch people cry. So. The summer before 5th grade, I was so eager to go to middle school, but when I found out I was in your class, I got excited for my last year here at J.R. Watson. I had a lot of friends in my class, and I had heard you were really cool. Throughout the year, you pushed us to be our very best and made sure we were prepared for the following year. I'll never forget the bathtub in the back of the classroom or the way you connected with or cared about me and the rest of my class. Thank you for being an amazing teacher and for making my transition to middle school bittersweet.
I'm Carly Conrad, and I wrote my note to Mrs. Sanderson. I remember how much fun your class always was, and how every day I woke up so excited to go to your class. I'm thankful for you because you helped me begin to love learning, and I still do. You helped me shape me into the student that I am today.
Hi, I'm Ashley Allen. I'm a junior at DeKalb. I had Mrs. Post in 4th grade. It was, I think, her only year that she moved to 4th, and I was so thankful because she was an amazing teacher. I loved how nice she was. She was always so caring and welcoming every day. She played Michael Bublé, and it was the best thing ever because we got to sit on the couches and chill until class started. It was a great way to start the day. She taught me many great things, but my favorite memory was that after a full week with all of us crazies, she had us over for a spa night. It was such a blast, and we had a fun experience. In fact, it brought us so close that it made us all more comfortable with each other the rest of the year. I am truly thankful that she came into my life, and I know she continues to inspire everyone every day.
I'm Alexis Nixon. I wrote my letter to Mrs. Buttermore. I had her as a 2nd grade teacher. Mrs. Buttermore, I always remember that she was very kind and passionate towards all of us. And I think she probably inspired me to be a better peer today.
I'm Allison Morrow, and I wrote my letter to Mrs. Kelly. I just wanted to thank you for preparing me for the big transition from elementary school to middle school. I am thankful for you setting amazing examples, having good values, and teaching me useful life lessons. I will always remember that you constantly had your nails done and they always looked perfect. After I did a cartwheel and stunned the entire class. Thank you for your impact not only on my life, but many other students as well.
I'm Lauren Beckman, and I had Mrs. Nam. I would like to extend a gracious thank you to Mrs. Nam for helping me put the right foot forward to start an educational career here at DeKalb. It all started with letter sounds and number recognition, progressing to reading letter books 3 times a week to someone or something for homework to actual reading. There were daily snacks, short naps in the afternoon, learning centers, every other Friday morning session or afternoon session, and traffic light stuff with behavior. If it were not for these learning experiences, along with many more, I would not have become the student I am today, and that I am grateful. All your time and hard work back then and today made it make a difference. Once again, thank you for helping me put the right foot forward.
I'm Aiden Smith and I had Mrs. Bassett. Thank you for being a great teacher in person. You made me feel comfortable when I switched schools in 2nd grade and helped me find great friends. I remember that I was so nervous to join a new school, but you and Mrs. Turner were so kind and helpful. I'm thankful that I had you as a teacher because you helped me grow as a student in person. Out of all my years as a student, you and Mrs. Turner's class was definitely one of my very favorites. Thank you, Mrs. Bassett.
Wasn't that so far?
All right, I'm Brooke Wright, and I had Mr. White. Thank you for being such a great 5th grade teacher. I couldn't have asked for a better teacher/school year. During class, you would always keep an eye on me and make sure I was okay. If I was having a bad day, you would notice and call me to your desk to see what was going on. I appreciate you making my last year of elementary school enjoyable and full of laughter. Thanks again.
I'm Jackson Pegg, and I guess I noticed I'm not the only one here without one of these big fancy note cards. So I just want to say thank you, Mr. Lucini. I had a great 2nd grade year. I noticed that was actually the only year my handwriting was legible. Still isn't to this day, but I wanted to thank you, and I remember I had a great time helping your class out when I was in 5th grade. It was a great year. Thank you.
My name's Tyler Brunson, and I had Mrs. Warner. I want to say thank you for all the things you taught me, with whether it was writing, math, writing numbers down, or just reading. I remember the goldfish I brought you. That lasted, I don't know how long it lasted, maybe till I was 6th grade or 7th grade. Biggest goldfish I've ever seen. And I also remember coming down during 5th grade and helping your class out. And I just want to say thank you for everything.
Mine is for Miss Bender. I'm thankful for all the things you taught me past the weeks, inspiring me to do my best.
I am Reagan Norman, and this is from Mrs. Browen. I remember when I first came here and I was so afraid, but when I knew you were my teacher, it helped. But then when I got into your classroom and I saw the biggest smile on your face, that's when I became the bubbliest girl you would ever have met. You see, you played a huge role in my life because when I got here, I was so scared. If you weren't my first teacher when I got here, I would probably still be a scared little girl. Thank you.
I am Addie Raynell, and this is for Miss Keller. Miss Keller, I remember that you spent your time to help me with fractions and for not giving up and finding different ways to help me. However, my favorite part was that you gave not just me, but everybody a second chance. I also like that you always made things fun by doing things with candy. Thank you. My name is Paige Villeneuve. This is for Mrs. Eldra. Remember when Marissa put Miranda scenes in her presentation and everyone started laughing? I'm thankful for you teaching me how to do division and multiplication, and I'm thankful for you letting me stay after school and help you with my math.
I'm Kirsten Berger, and this is for Mrs. Cordell. I am thankful because you helped me with reading things. Thanks you very much. Helping me much for helping me. Thank you for listening to me too.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Jones. I'm doing it for my team. I always remember when you are always cold. I'm thankful that you taught me how to multiply decimals. I also like when you moved me off the chart. I'm also thankful that you are respectful, responsible, safe, and prepared. You listen to me and other students. You give us rewards for doing the right thing. This is why I think she is the best fifth grade teacher.
I playing math, and I'm doing this for my math entire. I remember when we used to play math games, you made them really fun. I also remember when you let us share about our weekend. I'm thankful for you because now I'm really good at math. I'm Claire Wilcox, and I'm doing it for Miss Crabtree. I remember when we made water slides out of straws, tape, and we had little people to go down. And when we played down by the lakes, I'm thankful because you help us with math.
I'm Katie Mack, and I'm doing it for Miss College. I remember that when we played sports, everyone played, and did good, and then I messed up. You didn't laugh. You helped me, and then I got better. Thank you for encouraging me and making it fun.
I'm Daniel Warman, and I'm doing it for Mrs. Hall. Thank you so much for never giving up on me. I remember every time I had to go out in the hallway, you would say, I am not giving up on you. Every time I wouldn't understand math, you would help me. It was so funny when extra math wouldn't work. I would call you over and you would have to type in the password the exact same way and it would work for you. Nathan, Carter, and Rod would talk and we would have to move our books out. You would move us back up by the end of the day. You would always be so cold and you would put your hand on my face to prove it. Nathan, Carter, Rod, and I would talk out, but you usually just gave us a warning. I liked last year. I look forward to coming to school. Thank you.
I remember when Mrs. Campos, we used to play games for speech, and that's what I remember the most. And I'm thankful because you taught me ours, and I really struggled with those, and even through bad times, we still got through them. Thank you, Mrs. Campos.
I'm Aiden Beck. Mrs. Quainton, I remember when you were so happy that you were my teacher. I'm thankful for you because you are the best teacher. You were always it's also you were patient. So thank you for everything.
My name is Ashley Cox. Mrs. Cox, I remember when you made me try before you helped me. I remember when you helped me when I struggled with math facts, and when we played all around the world with multiplication. I remember when you let us tell the kids what we did on the breaks. Thank you, Mrs. Cox.
My name is Aubrey Norman, and I also did it for Mrs. Brown. And I remember the time when it was my first year here, and I was very nervous, but you helped me not feel so nervous anymore. And one thing I was thankful for when you taught me was when I didn't get anything in a subject, and you would walk me through it so I could understand. Thank you for being my third grade teacher.
My name is Cody Cooper, and I wrote about Mrs. Feaster. Mrs. Feaster, I remember when we always went to the gym to do field day bounce houses. I also remember when we went to the older grades to watch the Christmas play. I loved the time when we were in kindergarten. I am thankful because you were my teacher.
My name is Katie Waters, and I had Mrs. Smith as my fourth grade teacher. What I loved about her was that she was always so sweet and kind. She recognized my talents and always pushed me and encouraged me to do my best. I will always remember how caring she was when my grandmother passed away that year. Thank you, Mrs. Smith, for making a difference in my education.
Mrs. Maple, taught me a lot of things in 4th grade, and there was one day where there was a very scary situation, and you calmed everybody down and you handled it, and I just want to thank you for showing me how to handle situations with calmness.
All right, before we go on, I want to say thank you, Mrs. Wagner. I had you in kindergarten. I know you couldn't really set somebody for yourself, but thank you. It was a great year, so.
Well, if you don't mind, I wrote you a letter to Mrs. Wagner, and I put it in here so I'm like opening your own card, but that's so sweet. Okay, this is a cute little picture of us.
They're so cute.
Okay, I remember the loft. When I first saw it, I walked in and was really scared, but I oddly knew that was going to be the place to be. It was definitely nerve-wracking for me going into kindergarten, but you created a comfortable environment in which I created a few lifelong friends, and I guess I learned some things too. I'm thankful for your kind heart and patience to work with kindergartners every day. Your class is where I learned a lot of the basics of the things that I do now and have been able to expand on ever since. Without that initial foundation, I don't know where I'd be today. Looking back to where it all started is kind of fun since I'll be graduating this year. Thank you for showing me, thank you for showing me what a little love and compassion could do in someone's life. A good foundation is the key to any success, so thanks for being a part from the beginning.
So, I think you know you're appreciated. I gotta tell you that all of these kids, even the elementary students, wrote these all on their own here at school. They did not have help from parents. They thought of their own ideas and they wrote it here one day in our room. So you did a great job. Just a great job.
Please thank your parents too. I know the high school kids can drive, but we greatly appreciate your parents for getting you here today. And you know, even though it's tough sometimes, and you know, coming to school each day and the challenges that we face, right here is a perfect example of the difference that you make, and it lasts a long time, more than just a day or two. So it carries on to years. So thanks everyone, you're greatly appreciated.